Peace to all you brothers. I just want to do this quick video about Caitlin Clark. The agenda that's going on with her. Everything I'm going to say on this video is my opinion, my perspective, my thoughts on what I think is going on with her and the propaganda they're spreading in our community. I watched her play in the Final Four. Very talented young lady. She can ball. And I seen the championship game. Seen a little bit of the championship game. And she struggled a little bit. But I seen enough. Very talented basketball player. All-time great college women basketball player. And what's going on with her, I seen it coming. They needed somebody to be the face of the WNBA. As we know, for a lot of you brothers who follow WNBA and women's basketball, they've been complaining about their pay for years and not getting the publicity that they think they should get. So I knew sooner or later they were going to come up with something that the WNBA can get more publicity. And in my view, Caitlin Clark was the perfect sale. And now you're going to have women basketball players getting endorsements, bigger contracts like never before. And that's a beautiful thing. Get your money, no matter who you are, no matter what your gender is. Get your money. Get your money. I mean, it's beautiful. And I support that. People getting more money, no matter who they are, I support that. But at the end of the day, it's a hidden agenda to it. This Caitlin Clark thing and the WNBA movement in general, they trying to get the female basketball league to have just as much publicity and recognition as the male basketball. And we know that's never going to happen. This whole global movement or transition they trying to do in the world, they're trying to empower the woman. And it's another stepping stone of them trying to empower the woman. They're trying to do it in politics. They're trying to do it in corporate America. Brothers, and I'm talking to the black men because that's what my channel for. That's what any social media platform I'm on, it always going to be for the so-called black man of the captivity. Brothers, I'm telling you, everything that's going on is to put you out the way. Allegedly, and in my opinion, these big corporations, professional athletes, they want the women to get recognized more than the men. Especially you so-called black man. They don't want you to be the head of any kind of organization. That's why you see now the foreign basketball players is taking over the NBA. Now we know that the so-called black man is going to forever be talented, and we're going to be great in these sports, especially basketball, football, etc. Because we just naturally talented. But at the end of the day, when it comes to being the face of the league, they're trying to do away with that. Because they want the women to be at the forefront. And they want to take down masculinity. So if there's so-called black men or men in general continue to be the head of professional sports, that are always going to what? That's going to show masculinity. The patriarch. So everything that they're trying to do from here on out is to demonize or tear down the patriarch. So with Caitlin Clark being who she is right now, and WNBA getting all this exposure, Now the WNBA gonna begin a lot of coverage on these sports channels. And the same way over the years how they talked about the NBA, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, the way they talked about them players on Sports Center and back in the day with Sports South and different sports channels, the way they talked about those athletes, they want to insert the woman too. And it's not to make it equal. Like I said before, they want to insert the woman over us. You understand that? So now they trying to come up with things like the only reason why Caitlin Clark getting this publicity and the big contract and endorsement is because she's white. And they're saying things like, you know, our women has been dominating WNBA for years, and they never got publicity and got endorsement like that, which is true. But we don't own anything. If our people don't own anything, why would they cater to, why would they cater to us? You know, if we own the WNBA or even own the NBA or anything, we can cater to our own people. So they're going to do things the way they want to do it. So I heard that on social media how they were coming at her because of, the publicity she was getting because she's so-called white lady and white young lady, and things like that. But I know how they do, the powers that be, the liberal sports media. They want to play the race card and everything to try to make us think it's about race, that we can't figure out what they're trying to do behind closed doors. And that's to put you at the back, so-called black man. And in my view, everybody's involved with it. All these guys that you see cover the NBA and sports in general, like Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, and all the other ones out there, I don't know because I really don't watch these shows that much anymore. All of them is in on it. They have to be. In order for them to keep their jobs, they have to promote women. They have to promote homosexuals. They have to talk about these things, or they'll lose the debt. Their bank account will be 000 tomorrow. That's where we at right now in society. But trust me, it's not about equality and things of that sort. Ain't no such thing. Either you have power or you don't. It's all about you, so-called black man. And then they want to take our women in every which way they can. Another stepping stone of them demonizing us is by taking our women's brains, by making them think that they're on our level. Brothers, women is not on your level. Women are great, they're beautiful, but the Most High put them here to be helpmates. And you see with the power the liberal Caucasian trying to get them, and they thinking that they're over you, they're above you, and that's the reason why they don't want to submit in relationships, they don't want to submit in marriages, and they don't want the black man to be ahead of them, because they see all this empowerment that's going on. Now I'm not trying to come down on our women playing basketball. Now, if it was up to me and I had a daughter, I wouldn't want my daughter to play professional basketball. Because it's a fact. You look it up. The majority of the women in the WNBA are lesbians. And I wouldn't want my daughter around all that because of the temptation. I would want my daughter to be a wife and a mother. At least that's what I would instill in her. Because that was the Most High put her here, according to the scriptures. Paul said, I would rather for the ladies to take care of the house, to bear children. And he also said the woman is saved through childbearing. So the woman is saved through her husband and her family, how she nourished her children, not how masculine she can be on a basketball court, or how much money she made in corporate America, or whatever her career is. She's measured by her serving her God and serving her man or her husband. And that's what this is about. They want our women to keep that masculinity on them and get rid of the feminine side that the Most High put in her. That's what it's about more than anything. Because see, at the end of the day, even though the other races of women are playing basketball and they're in WNBA, it's only like 30 or 40%. We outnumber in this country. I think the so-called black people is like 15% maybe in this country. So the powers that be, the liberal Caucasians, know that it's so many of the Caucasian race and races of women that they can afford to lose some of their women to feminism or masculinity or being lesbians and things like that. We can't afford it. We need our families to be strong. We need to have a culture among ourselves. But we already losing our women because our women don't want us anyway, for the most part. And this is just another stepping stone. And we already losing them outside of sports, just in the real world. And now with the WNBA possibly getting ready to grow bigger than it ever have been, a lot of people think it is because of Caitlin Clark and the direction it's going in. I don't know. I don't watch female basketball. It might go in that direction. But with the popularity of Caitlin Clark, and if it do go that direction, it's going to be a bad influence on our women. The other races, other countries like China and Japan and Iran and other strong militaries and countries like that, they know to break down a race is you take the women from their men. They know that. They know that already. That's why they have a strong culture when it comes to family. But they don't want our women to be with our men and to create a family. The number one reason, because they know the so-called black man, they know our future. And what I mean by that, they know, believe it or not, the powers that be knows that everything prophetic is involving the so-called black man. They know in prophecy that when it's all said and done, it's going to be ruled by a so-called black man, who is Yahweh Shah, the Son of the Most High, who most of our people call Jesus Christ. That's another video for another day. But that's what's going on. That's what's going on, fellas. And they come up with a lot of these topics, going back and forth and arguing and stuff, that we can't figure out what the real plan is or what they're really trying to do. I seen today when they was talking about the hard foul that Caitlin Clark had received from one of the players from another team. And they was doing it, well, a lot of people in the media were saying that she got fouled that hard because of the publicity she been getting and things of that sort. And Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, and a lot of other sports analysts were saying things like some of it is jealousy, that she got fouled hard, and they're treating her like that because of the publicity that she's getting. But they don't need to be jealous or taking it out on her in a negative way. They need to embrace it and get that money themselves and enjoy the publicity that the WNBA getting ready to get, and they can get some of that money as well. And even though I agree with that statement, why y'all didn't say the same thing when Kaepernick had kneeled. And some of the NFL players were saying that instead of just getting on your knees protesting, just continue to play in the NFL and get that money and continue to better your families, and go to that meeting, what they call the NFL bargaining agreement. When it's time to have those meetings, go there to those meetings and get things done like that, and you can continue to keep getting your money, and that way you can go in your communities and help build things, help the young men in the communities, and help build our community like that, because you don't own anything. The Caucasian man owns the NFL. So when you had certain NFL players that was talking like that, Stephen A. Smith didn't say, go ahead and embrace, going the other direction that Kaepernick was going in. Instead of begging the Caucasian to treat us right, tell our people, behave in the best way we can in these streets. And whatever happens, but I'm going to pimp the system. And I'm going to continue to be a football player and make this money, and I'm going to take this money and go back to my communities. Or we can all come together and take all this money and come together and do our own thing. And hopefully form our own league. You see, it only fit when it comes to women. But when it comes to things that going to elevate the so-called black man, then we don't want to talk about those things, because we're scared we'll lose our job. Things of that sort. But yeah, that's what's going on, fellas. And I just had to do a video about this, and I need y'all fellas to understand that in these last days, man, it's not about you. Everything is going to be hard when it comes to the so-called black man, no matter what it is. And these movements and directions they going in on television, when it comes to anything, it's not for you. And for the brothers who follow that stuff, he's gonna be like a puppet. In order for them to be famous, to be superstars in these sports now, you're gonna have to follow the agenda that they're doing. And they call it social injustice. But social injustice to them mean put the woman over you, put homosexuals over you, put lesbians over you, and beg all the other races, especially the Caucasian, to give you a damn hug. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's all about everybody coming together in Luciferianism. That's the only way they want everybody to come together. If you so-called black men start talking about you love everybody and you do want everybody to come together, but y'all one culture, they'll shut you down. They'll shut you down. I'm out of here, fellas. See you on the next video. Later.